All right, so my name is Professor Cadell, and I will be the instructor for this online general psychology course. So I created this introductory video just to briefly take you through the Canvas website so you can see how to navigate your course. And as you'll see here, it shows that we're currently looking at Sci 1, Section 37687. However, I don't want you to get too caught up in that. I have three sections of the same course. So even though it shows this section, all of my core sections look the same. So if you're in one of my other two sections of this Sci 1 class, it's going to be the same information. Okay, so, before I get started, what I briefly wanted to talk about is since this is an online class, you will be responsible for keeping up with the readings as well as keeping up with the due dates for your assignments, discussions, and then also your quizzes and exams. Of course, I will always give you a reminder for when the quizzes and exams are coming up. Well, there's one exam, one final exam, and then you also have three quizzes. So I will definitely give you reminders. However, you must hold yourself accountable and make sure you're keeping up with your readings and then as well as your journals and discussions. Okay, so when you first visit the website, what you'll see first is your homepage. And as you can see here, it just says, Welcome to General Psychology. There's going to be a link to your syllabus. And again, this will be different for my other sections. It'll say your section number right here, but the rest of the information will be the same. It lets you know when you're able to contact me if need be. It also has helpful tools on here, how to navigate this course, how much to study. If you're taking an online course for the first time, there's information on that as well. And then if you keep scrolling down on the home page, you'll also see a course summary. So this course summary shows when all of your assignments are due. So you can always refer back to this course summary to know when your different assignments are due. However, I would also just make sure you look at your syllabus as well. So page 8 of your course syllabus shows also a course calendar. So you can see here, week 1, you're responsible for reading chapter 1. Week 2, you're responsible for reading chapter 2. And then your first journal is due on week 2 and is due on 9/8, which is a Sunday. So something also to keep in mind is that all of your assignments will always be due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Standard Pacific time. So just keep that in mind for all of your assignments. And as you can see here, you don't have any assignments or readings that are due on the Thanksgiving week. That's definitely a time for a break. So just keep that in mind as well. So let's go back to the course. Okay. So the first thing I want to show you would be, let's say you have any questions. Let's say you've read the syllabus and you've like started reading some of the chapters in the book or even just the first chapter and you have questions. There's a couple ways that you can go about this. You can email me directly if you have questions. So something that I would actually refer or prefer for everyone to do is to go to the discussions tab and then to click on pin discussions. So under pin discussions, you will see something that says open discussion for questions and comments. You click on that and you will see here that there is space where you can hit reply. If you hit reply, you're able to enter in a question that you may have. And so this is helpful because let's say you want to know about a type of psychologist, like for example, a forensic psychologist, which is something that I actually am. I am a forensic psychologist. And let's say you have a question about that, but other students may also have a question about that. So I would prefer you to enter your questions or comments into here so that everyone in the class can see your questions or comments. And then I would also reply on there as well. But let's say you have something that's more of a personal question that you may just want to ask me. It's completely fine to just send me an email and I'll respond to you as fast as I can. Okay, so that's it for that. And then something else to make note of to do first when you're logging on to your Canvas course for this class is to look at, under assignments, you will see something called a Canvas profile update. So the Canvas profile update is just something that I would like everyone to do. There's no points involved in this. It's just taking a minute to update your profile information, making sure everything is correct. I'm also including a picture or avatar for yourself, and that's honestly important. As you can see, I have a picture up on my profile as well, just so, since we're not actually meeting in person, it kind of give you a little idea of who I am, right? If you can attach a face to the name. And so that'll also help for you, because something that is a part of this course is that you have group discussions, and it is definitely helpful if you can put a face to the name of your other classmates. So I would just take a minute to do that. And then under assignments, if you click on the tab assignments, this is where you will find not only your weekly video discussions, which I'll come back to, but also your journals. So all of your journals 1 through 9 will be under the assignments tab. Okay, and as you can see here, all the due dates are listed, and these again are all Sundays. All right, so before I go to your weekly video discussions, let's go to modules. And modules is another tab that's really important, because you will essentially use this tab every single week, because this is where you will find the course content for this course. So basically the material for every single chapter. Yes, you do have to read each chapter for in your textbook, but this will also help you as well. So as you'll see, for all the chapters, I have input PowerPoints. So these PowerPoint slides I have created, which will help you, and also it can be a supplement to your reading. So I would just peruse the PowerPoints along with your reading. Actually, what I would prefer you all to do, which would be very helpful, is if you read first and then go back and look at the PowerPoints, because looking at the PowerPoints can just sort of reinforce what you've read, and to focus on some more key terms that you may see later in a quiz or an exam. Okay, and so something I also want to highlight is that, except for chapter 1, because that's just a very basic and introductory chapter, for all other chapters you will see videos attached to them. And you do have to, as a part of this course, you do also have to view the videos. There's going to be 2 videos per chapter, as you can see. See, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, chapter 12 only has 1 video, as well as chapter 15 and 16. And the reason that is because if you look on your course syllabus, you can see that for week 11, you have to read not only chapter 11, but also chapter 12. So since you have to combine 2 chapters into 1 week, there's only 1 video for chapter 12, and it's the same for chapters 15 and 16, because you're going to have to read those 2 chapters together as well. And so the videos that you have to view for this course are important, is because you're going to use what you view on the videos to answer your discussion, your weekly discussions. So let's go to that. So you're going to click on discussion tabs after you read your chapter, looked at the PowerPoint, and then also view the videos. And you're going to start with week 1. Actually, well, let's just look at week 1. All right. So week 1 is just an introductory weekly discussion, and so for this first week's discussion, there are no videos. What I want you to do is sort of just have a conversation with your classmates who you're assigned to in your group. And so things you can talk about is discuss your majors, your interests, the day and time that works best for you to complete these discussions, and things like that. So just talk briefly for this first week discussion, and then as long as you do that, I will definitely give you each of you full credit for that. All right, so that's just week 1. So let's look at week 2. Okay, so week 2 is when you really actually have to start adding in some content based on the videos that you viewed. So if I go back to modules, you will see that on week 2, you have to view the Stanford Prison Study and then also the Milgram Obedience Study. So once you've viewed those videos, what you're going to do is go to discussions. All right, you're going to go to week 2. And again, you'll see that there's a group for each. So I've split all of you up into groups of 3. There should be about 3 students in each group. Some of you may find that there may be 4 or maybe even 2 students, but I'm honestly going to change that around so that way there should be at least 3 students in each group. and this will be better for you to interact with one another. So what will happen is each week you will interact with the individuals in your group in this online discussion. So as you can see here, it says this week starts your weekly video discussions. By this point, you should have watched the 2 videos for Chapter 2, Stanford Prison Study and the Milgram Study. And this is what you're going to do for your discussion. Here's where you'll click reply, and you're going to post 1 or 2 comments, which has to be a minimum of 1.5 paragraphs regarding one or both of the videos. Now, in your groups, you can decide if you want to switch off which videos you talk about and things like that. Like maybe for week 2's discussion, you only want to discuss video 1. Maybe for week 3 discussion, you want to discuss the second video or discuss both. It's up to you. Just make sure that you as well as your group members are on the same page. And so what you're going to do is discuss what interests you about the video, what you learned, how this video applies to applies to the reading, so what you've read from the textbook, and then why is this important to the field of psychology. And then once you do that, you're going to then respond to what your other group members have stated in their comments. And you can respond with your own comments to what they said. You can respond with questions, or if you want to just add your 2 cents of what you think about what your other group members said, that's fine. But just make sure you respond with the minimum of 3 sentences. And again, so if you're a group of 3, that means you're going to post your own comment and then you're going to respond twice. So just make sure you don't forget that. You do have to respond to each of your group members, not just one group member. So please don't forget that. Okay, so that's week 2 discussion, and then that's essentially how it's going to go for all of the discussions. You see, as you can see under the discussions tab, you have all of your discussions already here, week 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. And also, just so you make sure you're viewing the right videos, anytime you click on the week discussion, it will tell you the videos that are attached. As you can see for this one, it says, by this point, you should have watched the 2 videos for Chapter 3, which is how the nervous system works and drugs and behavior. So just to make sure you're always on track with reading the right videos, just double check right here just to make sure you're commenting on the right videos. All right. And as I said, you will always find your videos under the modules page. And if for any reason you're trying to click on the videos and you're getting an error, it doesn't work, please let me know as soon as possible, just so I can fix that for everyone. Okay. So we went over the home page. We've looked at discussions. We've also looked at the journals. And again, your discussions are also due every week, Sunday at midnight. So as you can see on your course calendar, I don't have each weekly journal listed here. And the reason, I'm sorry, not weekly journal, but weekly video discussion listed here. And the reason I don't have that is because you can already assume that there is a discussion for every week. So essentially every single week, just because you don't see it here, there is a weekly video discussion. The only week that you will not have it is the Thanksgiving break week. But every other week, there is a weekly video discussion. As it mentions here, do not forget your weekly video discussions. All right, so just a quick review. Just remember every single week you will have a weekly video discussion, and then you also have journals that are due intermittently throughout the semester, and just always refer back to your syllabus or the course summary on Canvas, which will also show you that information, right? If you go to the home screen and then you scroll towards the bottom, you'll see all of that, your discussions and also your journals. And then also remember the modules tab is where you will find your PowerPoints and then also the videos for each week. Hopefully everyone received my email where I gave you a coupon code for the textbook. So the coupon code that I gave you will allow you to access the ebook version of the textbook for the first 2 weeks of the class. And that's just to allow you time until you get your actual textbook. And then from there, you shouldn't have any issues, which is why you'll have access to that ebook for the first 2 weeks of the class. Because I'm hoping by the second week, everyone should have their book by then. All right, well, I believe that is it for this online introduction to the course. I hope everyone's excited about general psychology. Again, if you have any questions about the course or any comments to make, please feel free to just go to discussions and click on, if it loads, there we go, and click on open discussion for question and comments and just enter them here and I'll respond as quickly as possible. Again, I'm always here since this is an online class. I always make sure I have my email on my phone, so I always make sure to check it daily, multiple times a day, to get any questions that you all may have. And as you'll notice too on the home page, my phone number is on there as well. I would mostly say just use this for emergencies if necessary. And then, but let's say something happens and you really just need to talk. Feel free again to call me between the hours of 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. That's when I'd be able to most likely answer the phone. But other than that, just send me email. It does come to my phone, so I should be able to respond as soon as I can. All right, well, I'm looking forward to this class with you all. So I hope you enjoy it and learn a lot about psychology just as much as I love psychology. And again, just let me know if you have any questions. All right, bye.